Welcome back to another video, guys. This topic we're going to talk about how to approach your coach about belt promotion.
Oh, yeah, sound. Yeah. So we had a question from a white belt. White belt, I think it was around 12 months, he said. Relative success in the gym, beating some blues, beating most white belts, similar experience and same size. And they're getting relative success in the competition scene as well. And they're not sure what they're to do next about their promotion, like how they're going to get their blue belt. What would your advice be?
Ask you. Ask the main man. Yeah, I think asking your coach, it's got to start there, hasn't it? I think if you're coming in and kind of guessing what to do or watching content and kind of loosely going off that from session to session, sorry. So, get some feedback, some technical feedback from your coach. What do I need to be better at? What do I need to work on? Don't try and not just say to them, how do I get to the next belt? Because most coaches, I think, worth the weight in gold will say, I'm not promoting him. They'll have an immediate thought process of they're asking about a belt straight away. They're not really asking technical kind of skill-based questions. That would be my kind of, feedback. Ask for feedback.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll get really good kind of points from a good coach. If your coach just says just keep showing up, maybe look for another school. I'm just joking, obviously.
But no, that's fair. That's a pretty valid point. That like if your coach just says just keep turning up, unless you've had a previous conversation with them about your skill set, you're not really getting any direction of where to go. And to be fair, like we were talking about this before the video, this does cover all belt levels. Like we regularly discuss, everything. Because you're constantly asking for feedback on after rounds, things that like
brown belt,
brown belt, very fucking good brown belt. But yeah, you're constantly asking for feedback, and it's a culture that we have tried to create in the gym where, like, if you want to know where you're at, just ask for feedback. Like, don't be asking for stripes, asking for belts. Like, if you don't know how to ask for feedback and you ask for a belt, like, the coaches will probably understand that. Like, not everyone's good with the words.
Have you ever asked for a belt promotion?
Me personally, no. But I don't think I've ever asked for feedback, to be fair. Not until I got to purple belt, actually. Now I'm thinking about it, which is a massive error in my end.
But maybe some confidence that sure whether to ask.
That's it. And to be honest as well, like when I first started training, social media and the access to information online wasn't what it was. So it wasn't really a thing to ask for feedback. It was a thing to ask about competing, ask for rounds. But yeah, it wasn't as big of a thing. It might not have been taboo, but it just wasn't spoken about as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say ask for feedback off your coach. And again, don't center it around your promotion and like leveling up. Center it around leveling up your skill set. So, like one thing that I always try and do with everybody in here as well is remember what they're good at. So I will try and play into what they're good at, and I'll try and play into what they're not so good at to try and help them improve on that. And when they're asking for feedback, I'll give them that. And I won't say to them, this is going to get you to your next belt. I'll be like, this area needs working on. Because again, each gym's got its own standards for belts as well. Like one of the lads recently, white belt, very good white belt, made some really fucking good improvements there recently. Didn't really know where he stood because, again, blowing my own trumpet here, but the standard of the mat, we've got a good fucking mat here. And he went to another gym, did some rounds at an open mat, and was throwing around blue belts. And he's come back and he's elated. And again, not once have I had a conversation with him about when my blue belt come in. Yeah. It was, fucking hell, I've made so much improvements. I'm I was beating blue belts, I was catching this, I was catching that.
And you gave his blue belt not so long ago.
No, I'm a different person. And like I say, false alarm, yeah. But their belt is going to be coming. And sometimes, like I say, I'll be like, wait, don't fucking, I won't say don't enter a competition, but I'll be like, your belt's not far long off if you keep performing this way. Like, I'll do things like that. But I'm never going to say, you're going to get this belt or you need to do this to get this belt. Because then it's kind of like, I'm expecting you to roll a specific way.
Yeah.
Not being good enough for the blue belt. It's you've got to roll this specific way to get the belt, not you've got to be a blue belt standard. Like I remember when I was getting the purple belt, it was a fucking checklist of you need to know X amount of DLR sweeps, X amount of attacks from DLR, Delahiva for those who aren't sure. DLR, yeah. Fucking weird shit. Nice, good guard, but the gym that I was at had a checklist of things you had to know before you could get to your next level. And I'm like, I don't play that way. So where does that leave me? You're forcing me to fit in a box that I don't want to fucking fit in.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. It's so individualistic that it should be celebrated and not fucking put into a box of you need to do X, Y, and Z techniques.
Yeah, I think our system's not really structured though, is it, as well, which is probably different to a lot of jiu-jitsu schools, would you say?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah, that's it. Straight back. Yeah, but I think that's again the beauty of it. Like you can have two different blue belts. One could be a fantastic guard player, sweeping, has good top good top pressure, like knows how to play top, but they are fucking really good at guard.
Yeah.
Then you'll have another blue belt who can sweep off bottom, can get up off bottom, but they're not a guard player. They're a top player.
Yeah.
And they can be fucking fantastic taking someone down, passing the guard and pinning them. Now, you can't say to me that those two are not blue belts. They're the blue belts in the example, but you can't come to me now and go, okay, this blue belt who plays top more isn't a blue belt because he doesn't know X, Y, and Z sweep from fucking weird, extravagant name guard.
That's the point. That's the point that I'm making. Is some schools and gyms see it that way.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to ask for a belt promotion or when's my belt promotion coming, and the system's so rigid, that we're saying just ask for feedback, but the school might not, might be very rigid in the feedback. Like you need to learn this sweep, and they're like, well, I'm unmotivated to learn that sweep. Maybe look for a different school that's suited to your needs. So, for example, coming to Hive, we don't give a shit about what belt you are, what level you are. It's about your competency of your skills and being a good person.
Yeah.
If you're fucking brown belt but you're a dickhead, then that's not really what we're after.
No.
We just like I said, skills and competency. And asking for the belt promotion in like a relaxed kind of environment, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. And like you say, like, again, blow me on trumpet here, but we've got a good variety of blue belts on the mat that play very differently. Same with purple belts, same with the white belts, and we've got 3 brown belts on the mat at the moment. Each one of you play very, very differently. Big Sam, just ridiculous guard. You are just a fucking wrestling menace, and Jerry's half guard. Like 3 different styles of play there, and I've not got a prescription for what you need to do. Like you said, if there is a checklist for what you need to do to get the promotion, you either fall in line because that's the school you've chosen, and if you like it there, unfortunately that's a system that you're going to have to get in line with.
Yeah, but that ties into the checklist ties into you asking for feedback, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And coach saying, build your all-round game. That would kind of be the checklist and kind of feedback, wouldn't it be? Really?
Well, I guess, with that structured system, you've got your checklist there. And once you've gone through the checklist, then going back to your coach. But again, if you say the checklist doesn't quite suit your style, it might be time to find a new club or gym.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, like I say, each person learns their own, and like develops their own skill set in their own way. So some people require a more structured learning, some people require more free learning.
Yeah.
You've got to find what works for you.
Yeah. I think it'd be good if we both discuss kind of our belt promotion kind of journey. For me, I've never really asked for a belt promotion personally. I've always kind of had my own goals just within grappling, really. Like my jump specifically from blue belt to purple was just working defense. And that was just kind of my own journey. I just, was training around some really good purple, brown and blacks at the time. This was overseas. And as a blue belt, I was like, I'm not subbing them at all, but I can work my defense and I can work my leg lock game. So every time I roll with them, if there's 10, 20 minutes on the clock, okay, they're not subbing me, and and the coach was like, this guy's a meathead wrestler playing off his back. He's giving up side control. A year down the line, I'm sat there and he's like, English Johnny, come up, mate, here's your purple belt. And I'm like, well, that's completely out of the blue. I quit my job yesterday. Not that has anything to do with it. I was like, the stars are aligning. But, it's if you want to ask, go for it too. But also, if you don't have any other goals outside of that belt promotion, you're gonna then get stuck in the next belt promotion.
Yeah.
You have to have kind of that anchor that's going, I need to be working on the skills. The belt is kind of falls in, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just like you said there, like the key thing behind what you said there is you just focused on getting better.
Yeah.
There was no focus on belt. You're getting better by accent, there we go. But there was no focus on belt, there was no focus on promotion. It was just turning up, having goals and working towards them goals. And then the belt came once you'd made significant progress towards that goal.
Yeah, and just to add on there, not to blow my own trumpet, but throughout the years and throughout that time specifically, as like 100 kilo, I think it was 100 kilo blue belt at the time. I had 60 kilo training partners saying, I love your rounds, love training with you. And I also had 100 kilo guys saying, I love your rounds too. So it's, what exchange you're having to kind of don't be so selfish.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, what am I getting out of this club and when am I getting the promotion? What are you giving to your training partners too?
No, 100%. And like I say, we'll round it off on that. If you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment below on your thoughts on this episode and any questions you want us to answer. We'll see you next time.